A few years ago, we had hair and makeup people, and they did all my hair, they did everything, and I didn't have to do anything, and then all of a sudden I was on my own. To this day, all the hosts do their own hair and makeup. My hairdo items, I have a braid in here and I have a hairdo up here. It's this little kind of like hair tie that has hair around it. You can have all these hairstyles in 2 seconds if you didn't get to wash your hair, or if you just want to have a style that maybe you don't have enough hair to support. So you are going to love it. Here are my shades. I have Glazed Fire. I have Ebony. That beautiful, beautiful black. I've got Chestnut Brown, which my special guest, Bobby Thomas, I'm gonna bring her in 1 second. She usually wears the Chestnut Brown. I have it in the Golden Wheat and then the Buttered Toast. So those are the colors. Yeah. We have all 10 colors, the Swedish blonde, the golden wheat, the ginger blonde, the honey blonde. But let's bring in Bobby Thomas. She's a contributor to the Today Show. I imagine in my head that we're best friends because I love her so much. I watched her and got beauty advice from her long before I even worked here at HSN. Aww. And when we met, it was like magic. We really just clicked. That's true, right?
Oh, Helen, I love that you even know my color. And for everyone watching, I'm not sure, you're going to have to ask the producer, but my favorite shade that I hope is still in stock is silver. It's actually so beautiful. Do you guys have that
Let
still?
me see. We do have silver. We have all the shades, including Amazing. The silver. We do have silver. And you know, this is for people that, you know, you say, oh, you're fancy, you're good at doing your hair, Bobby, but it's for the opposite.
No. It's the exact opposite. I just was about to say, if you have an elastic, it's time to upgrade. That is all this is that this is essentially the best upgrade ever. And in 2 seconds, when you pull your hair up for whatever reason, whether you're going for a walk or an errand, picking up your kids at school, it looks like you just came out of the salon. And especially on a night like this, where I'm Skyping in to say hello, just before bedtime, I put my makeup on just for you, Helen.
Thank you.
You can toss your hair up in seconds. And honestly, it's that easy to look like you just had an updo. Yeah. And you don't even need the 100 pins. And the best part about this is it's weatherproof. I mean, you can put this like I did, like kind of a low chignon, which is great for a wedding. I find that these are the best bridesmaids gifts. It's so fun if you have friends coming over to visit this summer. This is such a fun thing by the pool to just, after everybody's out and wants to run to dinner, just pull your hair back. You're seeing Luz. She is our creative stylist mother, and she puts it high on top, which is so great. It gives you that updo that you see on red carpets that took hours, and this is just seconds. You just wrap your hair up into a little nub, even if it's wet, it's kind of perfect. And then you just pop it on. And Helen, you can speak to this because I know how much you profess your love for the ease of just having a ready-to-wear hairstyle, right?
I do. It's, it's honestly embarrassing how much I wear them on air. It's like hair in a ponytail, and I make a little bun, and then I put one over it, like high on my head. I did something different today, and I'll turn around, you see the back. I did half up, half down, and I just did like, and I don't have a lot of hair up here, but it looks like I've got this really kind of fluffy, cool, and I put the braid in right here. So the braid kind of
look how fancy you are.
You know, honestly, it took me about less than, I would say, 90 seconds.
And that's what's
less
so
than 90
amazing.
seconds to do it.
You know, it's so awesome to hear, everybody watching. It's great because I read the reviews, and on social media, I'm very active with so many of you. And we have listened, and you love the ease. Hairdo is no problem. If you know how to use an elastic, if you put your hair up ever, you can do this. Yeah. This is really easy. It's also like getting fresh highlights. So if the ends of your hair this summer in the sun get, oxidized or faded, don't worry. Bring this on vacation. It will be the only thing you need. You can, whenever I go on vacation, it's one of the first things I pack because you can live in this and it looks like you just had your hair done. So you don't have to worry. You can spend an extra hour at the pool when sunset is coming. You can get up early and go to breakfast and just not even have to worry about a blow dryer and the heat. It's so wonderful. And these colors, golden wheat is one of our most popular. Ginger blonde sounds just like it is. It's got a little honey ginger tone, a little red tone into it. Honey ginger is a step darker. It's kind of like a medium blonde. And then we've got buttered toast. That's the one I just held up that has ombre tips at the end. So it looks like you've got highlights. Glazed fire. It's the most beautiful red. If you have any, auburn streaks in your hair or red, it blends so well. Yeah, chocolate copper, just like it sounds, a little warm.
Chocolate copper. Okay. Yeah. Cause I want to show these to you.
Chocolate copper. I'm chestnut and I have highlights in my hair. So this is a perfect match for anybody. Even if you're dark here, just remember whatever your ends are is really what you often want this piece. So if your roots are a little darker, go for whatever your ends are. Midnight brown, just like it sounds, it's one step before ebony. And the reason I brought up silver early on is that dark chocolate, gorgeous deep brown, but our silver and our ebony often sell out. So don't listen to the rest of our presentation. The silver will probably be gone. And with this deal, I'm telling you, one of my favorite sidekicks that goes by the name of Kathy Lee is obsessed. I remember she wore it to my wedding. And, it's so fun to see how people come over my house. At first, they look like pets hanging out of my drawer or my purse, but they end up going home with my friends. So I constantly have to give them away.
I have a bizarre, kind of funny Kathy Lee story. Is when I was in college, I waited tables at this place called the Ginger Man, and Kathy Lee would come there all the time, and she would probably recognize me from waiting on her at a restaurant.
I'm sure she would.
And she was the sweetest person in the world. You always know what people are like when they're like in that situation, but she was always so incredibly kind to me. I'll never forget that.
Did you hear where I said she wore it? She hosted 200 of my closest family and friends at her house for my wedding. So what kind of friend is that? She's like, oh, come over. You can have your wedding here.
That sounds about right. That sounds about because she was, amazing, amazing. Yeah. All right, less than 100 left in the silver. You are not kidding. Bobby, when you say this flies out the door, so I want to show you the silver.
Because look at the silver. If you're salt and pepper, this is amazing. It's got 7 to 11 different shades in each one of our colors. And people are often shocked because usually 2 colors can match if you're in the blonde or brunette category, but the silver, if you've got platinum silver, ebony, it is amazing. Yeah. We often are able to use that on so many shades. Ebony is one of the most beautiful blacks. It's not too blue. It's wonderful. So many of my friends with really black hair in the summer, they struggle a bit with it gets like dull and dried. This is so great because you just slick your hair back. It doesn't matter the texture of your hair. Nope. You can, by the way, wash these just like your hair. And when you just gentle shampoo and basically shake it out when it's dry, and it's going to pop right back in. Yeah. You don't have to style these. They're ready to wear hair. And if you are going out in the humidity, it's your hair, but better. They're weatherproof. And again, look at how easy this is. Wherever you can get the smallest nub, even if you have a short bob or a lob, you just pull it back and place it over. She didn't even wrap it, but you could wrap it one more time to make the volume of that bun smaller. You know, you could put it up top like she did, the side.
I wrapped mine another time because I did the half up, half down. I wanted it a little smaller because it was up here, but you can put it right at the top of your head. You can do it low. Yeah. I also want to mention the hair bands, and they also come in the same color. I will